You're standing in line at the hardware store on a Saturday morning, and the person in front of you just spent nearly $150 on supplies. You glance at the cart, rolls of drywall tape, some strange plumbing fittings, a bottle of heavy-duty mold remover. Their hands are covered in paint. They look exhausted, and suddenly it hits you. You're going to be that person next year, because you just bought your first house 3 months ago, and the seller swore it was move-in ready. They lied. Last year, Americans collectively poured over $500 billion into home repairs and renovations. That's more than the entire economy of countries like Sweden. Yet when you were signing your mortgage documents, nobody mentioned this looming financial storm. They told you about your interest rate, your monthly mortgage, and closing costs, but never about the avalanche of expenses that starts the moment you get the keys. Here's how it usually goes. You buy a $350,000 house. Your mortgage is $2,100 a month. You've done the math. You can handle it. Congratulations, you're officially a homeowner. 6 weeks later, your air conditioner fails during a heat wave. That's $7,000. 3 months after that, water stains appear on your ceiling or roof. Leak another $4,500. Then your water heater starts making terrifying noises. $1,800. By November, you've owned the house for 8 months and spent $13,300 on unexpected repairs. Your emergency fund? Gone. Your credit card balance? Climbing. And now you finally understand why your neighbor always looks exhausted. This isn't just bad luck. According to a 2025 Bankrate study, the average single-family homeowner spends $21,400 per year on hidden costs. That's $1,783 a month on top of your mortgage. Not even counting insurance, property taxes, or HOA fees. These aren't optional. These aren't luxuries. They're mandatory payments for owning a house that is slowly trying to fall apart. The so-called 1% rule, setting aside 1% of your home's value annually for maintenance, sounds reasonable, right? A $350,000 house. That's $3,500 a year. But here's the problem. That rule was invented decades ago when labor and materials were cheap. Today, reality is closer to 2 and 3% annually, meaning $7,000 to $10,500 a year, just for basic upkeep. And that assumes nothing major breaks. One homeowner budgeting $4,800 based on the 1% rule ended up spending $15,000. And emergencies? Nearly half of homeowners reported unexpected repairs over $5,000 last year. Foundation issues? $30,000. HVAC replacement? $15,000. Roof replacement? $8,400. For many, the first major surprise comes within the first year of owning a home. Sometimes in the first month, you haven't even finished unpacking, and your house is already demanding money you don't have. The costs keep coming. Property taxes, insurance, HOA fees, they all rise year after year. The average U.S. homeowner pays around $3,500 annually in property taxes, and that number climbs as your home's value rises. Taxes vary wildly by location. A $400,000 home in New Jersey? $8,920.90 a year. The same home in Florida? $3,280. Geography alone can cost you hundreds of dollars a month. HOA fees? They're climbing too. The median monthly fee has jumped from $18 in 2019 to $135 in 2025. And in disaster-prone areas, those fees can be $1,000 to $2,000 per month. Special assessments, unexpected charges for repairs, can appear with 30 days' notice, sometimes reaching $20,000, $50,000. You thought you owned your property? Try not paying and see who really controls it. When you add all of this up, a mid-range condo costing $450,000 could end up $3,400 a month before utilities or extra charges, while renting a similar unit might be $2,000. Renting can save thousands each year, while leaving repair headaches to someone else. Older homes are even worse. Homes built before 1960 can cost 8% of their value annually for maintenance. Bought a $300,000 Victorian? That's $24,000 per year. That charming character comes with a price tag that can bankrupt you. And then there's the psychological toll. Over 60% of homeowners report stress from maintenance costs has increased in the past year. These are people who did everything right. They saved, got pre-approved, bought within budget, and they're drowning anyway. Houses aren't just assets, they're liabilities disguised as dreams. Even new construction isn't a perfect solution. Modern homes might have fewer immediate issues, but prices are higher and unexpected costs still emerge. Your home is a constant drain on your wealth, extracting cash while promising appreciation that may never materialize. Let's run the numbers. A $400,000 house, 20% down, $320,000 mortgage at 7% interest. Principal and interest, $2,130. Add taxes, insurance, HOA, maintenance. Your true monthly cost, $3,413 or $4,956 a year. Compare that to renting at $2,000/month. Invest the difference every month for 30 years at 7%, and you could retire with $1.6 million in cash. Own the house? After selling costs, maybe $799,000. The lesson here: homeownership isn't evil. It's expensive, painfully expensive. The only way to win is to understand the full cost before signing on the dotted line. Calculate taxes, insurance, HOA, maintenance, and realistic emergency repairs. Compare it to rent. Know whether you're buying a house or buying a story about what homeownership is supposed to be, because the house doesn't care. It will break, and it will take your money whether you're ready or not.